do, 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 under the sea, under the sea. Hey guys, it's Crystal, and today I've got the Little Mermaid Collection from Femme Fatale Cosmetics. It's gorgeous. Look at all the polish. We're going to start off with the Mermaid's Tail. This is, I don't want to just call it green. It is a green color. It's kind of chunky glitter packed with holographic micro glitter, but it's got a sort of blue shimmer that comes through in bright light. It's really gorgeous. This goes on really sheer in the first coat. In fact, when I saw the first coat go on, I was like, this is never going to be opaque. Oh, why have I done this? Because I wasn't going to swatch anything this weekend. I was going to do some nail art. But I started playing with these colors and I love them. But here on the second coat, you see it really starts to cover. But I'm still seeing nail tip. And nail tip's a no-go. So I had to go in for a third coat. Really make it kind of sexy. Gotta put them clothes on it. It's only pretty if it's covered up. And here you see the blue undertones. The lighting in all of these photos is going to be off because one of my settings on my camera got turned on and I didn't notice it until the end. My bad. Next is an Immortal Soul. This is gold. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not yellow, it's gold. It's gorgeous. It's packed with the holographic micro glitter and then has the chunkier glitter. But it goes on, as you can see, sheer as hell. But it does get opaque later on in the day. Back to the lighting thing. I had a lighting setting on my camera that I'd hit by accident and left on throughout all of these photos. So I was able to retouch them to get the polish the right colors, but my skin looks all kinds of fudged up. So, that sucks. I don't care what my skin looks like though, as long as the polish looks fine. I'm a horrible person. Here you can see this took 3 coats too. It didn't really need the third coat though. This had more of the base glitter that covered the nail. I just went in with the third coat to see if it deepened the color. It didn't. And ta-da! This is gorgeous. I love the Mermaid's Tail and an Immortal Soul. Next is Built with Shipwrecked Bones. This is it's a lighter green. It doesn't have as much as that blue undertone as the Mermaid's Tail does, but it's still got the chunky glitter and the hollow micro glitter. This had more fine glitter in it though than the chunky glitter. And it has more of it goes on as a light green and it has like a dark green hue to it instead of that blue hue that the Mermaid's Tail had. Goes on very sheer. I got really quiet for a minute there. I was like, there's gonna be an awkward silence. And as you can see, I'm slathering crap all over my cuticles today. It was a very messy day for me. In fact, I don't think there's a single one of these where I didn't at some point smear polish. I had glitter. There was micro glitter all over my hands while I was filming all of this. I kept taking a scrub brush and trying to scrub it off really well, and there'd still be a flake here or there. I finally just gave up and gave in to the glitter madness that was occurring because there was absolutely no saving it. This once again was one that didn't need a third coat. I just went in with a third coat to try it out. And I kind of liked it. I did feel like it deepened the color a little on that third coat. And ta-da, here you can really see the kind of blue sparkles throughout this. And the darker green. Next up we have Among Daughters of Air. This is another one that's got a lot of chunky glitter, but is packed with holographic micro glitter. This is a very light, very bright sky blue. It goes on super sheer. I did do 3 coats of this because it needed it. But even on the third coat, I could still see some of my nail tip. I don't think it shows that much in the video and in the photograph, but when I was sitting at my desk under fluorescent lighting, I could see it and it was kind of bothering me. But I mean, That's a personal preference thing. I just didn't want to put a 4th coat on it. If you went in with a 4th coat, you'd probably completely cover the nail. I just don't like to put that many layers on. I feel like when the polish starts to build up really heavily, it'll end up peeling off easier later, which is not my thing. Because I use peel off base coats a lot, and I don't want it so thick that if it catches on something, my entire nail is just going to slide off. Here you can see on the 3rd coat that nail tip is still showing through. I mean, it is better. It does kind of blend in some, but it just bothers me, my nail tip showing. But it doesn't bother some people. If it doesn't bother you, go for it. 3 coats, bam, wham, thank you, ma'am. Ta-da! Next up is glittering Drott. This is not a chunky glitter. This is just a glittery polish, and it's packed with holographic micro glitter. This is a more seafoam blue color, and it has a kind of pinkish purple shine to it in bright lights. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's because it looked pink and then it looked purple. I wasn't sure if I should call it pink or if I should call it lavender. These were so hard to get pictures of too, because in the bright lights they had this tendency to have a flash effect to them that should not have been happening, but it was. If you follow me on Instagram, then you saw the photos on Instagram with the flash lines on them, and I even posted in the caption, this is not an effect, this is what's happening when I'm trying to take pictures of these polishes. You can see this went on really well in 2 coats. I could still see the nail tip, so I went in for the 3rd, and it completely covered it with the 3rd. As usual, I'm going to prattle on about my nail tips and how if I didn't have bright ass nail tips, I wouldn't have this problem. And you people with normal nail tips won't have these problems. Here you can see it's really pretty. Skin looks really disgusting. Next up is Stars of Heaven Falling. This is one of my favorites. It is a very, very, very dark purple base. It looks so much lighter in bright lights, and then when you put it in the sun, somehow it's dark and has this blue hue kind of overtone. This has flakies in it and holographic micro glitter, and here you can see it's so dark purple with that kind of blue shimmer throughout. This is just absolutely gorgeous though. I did smear too much of it on my nails. I was trying not to have to do 4 or 5 coats. This is another 3 coater though. And here you can really see that shine. It did dry darker than when it initially went on the nail. Sometimes polishes do that, sometimes they don't. Any addict knows that. But in my experience, most of the times they dry lighter than when they go on the nail. This is one of those ones that dries darker. It's the exception. You can see here, this one only took 2 coats. And it's gorgeous. And those flakies give it little spots that just pop. Next we have Dominion of the Sea Witch. You know who that one's about. Ursula. Femme Fatale's coming for you, Ursula. This is, I don't want to say teal, but it's not a blue, and it's not a seafoam. It's, I don't know, it's one of those gorgeous colors. It's indescribable. I guess I could go with kind of a bluish teal, or a teal that leans towards blue. Describing things is hard for me. But this one also has little flakies in it and holographic micro glitter. They all have holographic micro glitter. I'm done repeating that. Oh, and as you can see here, there's a spot of glitter by the tip of the nail that I apparently flicked down onto the board. And it's shining right there, being distracting. This one on really, really well in 2 coats. So I just did the 2 coats. And you can see those little flakies throughout it, giving it these nice brighter spots. This one is also one that I thought was going to dry darker, and it dried lighter, but it's beautiful. Next is the Fallen Statue. This is, it's not really a white base, it's more, I want to say cream colored, and it's got little flakies in it that are kind of multi-chrome flakies. Ow, 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 ow. I just ran my arm into the desk while recording this. Oh, that hurt so bad. Ow. Okay, on with the voiceover. This has these beautiful multi-chrome flakies in it, and it has kind of a pinkish purple shimmer to it. And actually the shimmer is almost like a multi-chrome shimmer too, because it looks blue, pink, purple, all these different colors, as you can see here as we're applying it. This one goes on extremely sheer. This takes 3 coats, and even at 3 coats I was still seeing some nail tip. You know, the usual complaint. It's just my personal problem. But overall, it's gorgeous. I really loved it. And if you look, my little nubbins are almost long enough to be able to do macro shots with. I can get rid of all them swatch sticks till I break something again, because I'm an idiot. Here you can see on the 3rd coat, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful, and you can really see that shimmer. This one dries so differently though than when it goes on. When it dries, the cream color is more creamy than white. As I was saying, it's just so different. This last one is Pride Must Suffer Pain. This is the one that you've probably seen all over because everyone loved it. It's sold out immediately. Every time it's restocked, it seems to sell out immediately. It's a thermal. So here, all you're seeing it in right now is its cool state. Because, well, when I'm pulling it out of the bottle and I'm applying it, it's cool. I thought about microwaving the bottle to warm the whole thing up, and I was like, yeah, and when I ruin it, I can explain that. Yay. Why is it all blue? Why is it not purple? I microwaved it. I think that would have gone over super well. As you see, this goes on really sheer, but it dries slightly darker, and here you can see when it dried, my hands were actually warming up. I was holding them up to my lamps. This is another Instagram thing. If you follow me on Instagram and you watch my story, then you could see that I posted, how do you make thermals react when you got cold ass hands? The lamps, and it's a picture of my hand shoved up under my lamp with the sunlight bulb, because it gives off enough heat to make the thermal react. So I was doing that in between each coat to try to kind of keep it warm to show this shift while applying it, not just in the final photo. Here you can see the shift is really good, but you can still see some of the edge of the nail. So I went in with my 3rd coat. And I did super thin coats with this one. This one didn't have any kind of chunky stuff in it or any kind of flakies, so it was kind of easier to go in with the thin coats. I know on some of their thermals, like Clever Girl with the chunks, it is more difficult to do the multiple coats. And sometimes I feel like doing those extra coats gives me a bad reaction, but look at this polish. This is beautiful. These have been restocked recently. I'm going to link the US site directly to the collection, and then I'm going to link their Australian site, just the main site, because I know if they're sold out on the US site, you might be able to get them on the Australian site, but the US site was just restocked. As usual though, thanks for watching. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I've got more swatches and stuff coming up. I know I haven't been swatching a lot lately because I'm trying to shift from swatching to more just doing nail art because I have more fun doing nail art. But I still love the swatch videos. I don't know. Tell me what you like in the comments if you like one thing better than the other. Anyways, you guys are awesome subscribers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.